Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. And with the summer movie season now starting in April, because Hollywood doesn't care how calendars define seasons, it's fitting that I talk about easily one of the most anticipated blockbusters of the year. For over a decade, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been building up its stable of superheroes. But then Thanos snapped his fingers and changed the world. How can they get out of this mess? This is Avengers Endgame. And I'll just say two things right off the bat. First, I'm not going to spoil anything. I want you to experience this movie as fresh as possible. And secondly, I liked it a lot. I've enjoyed many of the MCU films, with the Guardians of the Galaxy films being the ones I put into the great category. But I will happily add Endgame alongside those two comedic space adventures. Throughout Endgame, there is this curiosity of how the heroes can get out of their current scrap, and I was completely captivated during the entire film. It's been highly publicized that the film runs 3 hours, but that length is not felt at all. It moves at a good pace as we jump between the various participants. I thought Infinity War took a little while to find its footing, as it spent a good chunk of the first act reintroducing and re-establishing characters. Entering Endgame, if you've seen the previous films, you already know who the characters are, and the movie jumps right in. The Russo brothers do a great job of juggling the participants and making sure they're given the proper due. A major component is seeing how the Avengers have different reactions to what Thanos did, and each one makes perfect sense with those characters. There are a gamut of emotions on display, and I understand why Iron Man reacts the way he does, or Thor, or Ant-Man, or Black Widow. Most importantly, Endgame is a film about teamwork. We see how these heroes work together and utilize their specific abilities to their advantage. I love watching the camaraderie between the Avengers, which can include trading quips or lending a support system. It's a large reason this connected universe has become so endearing. It helps too that the actors have become comfortable in their roles and know what makes each character tick. There are a number of emotional moments in Endgame, and they feel completely earned. Watching the movie, I realized just how much I've grown to care about these characters in the over 10 years I've been watching the Marvel films. It just adds a further urgency to what the Avengers are trying to accomplish. Of course, there's a lot of action, and the Russos do a superb job of directing those big special effects set pieces. There is a lot going on, and yet I never found myself confused by what was happening on screen. The fight choreography is really good, and there's a decent amount of variety going on when the heroes get into fisticuffs. Alan Silvestri's score is also great, finding the right places to include previous themes, and his new cues leave the proper impact too. Of the composers who have contributed to the music in Marvel's movies, Silvestri's work is probably my favorite. There are multiple points where I cannot help but smile widely. There are so many scenes that produce giddy reactions, and there are moments the opening night crowd will absolutely cheer and burst into applause. And deservedly so. Are there parts that have a fan service feel to them? Sure, but there's also a sense of finality, and with this being the 22nd entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and featuring so many established heroes from Iron Man to Captain Marvel, it would be odd if there weren't bits of fan service. And I was never taken out of the film. I was enthralled and invested from start to finish, and Avengers Endgame gave me the large-scale superhero blockbuster I hoped it would deliver, and a bit more. These are characters with genuine arcs and emotions and flaws, and that adds to the endearing quality and likability of these films. I think Avengers Endgame stands near the top of the Marvel pack, and I look forward to seeing where they take these heroes next and what new Avengers will be added to the roster in the future. Thank you for watching this week's review, and I'll see you next time.